Hey guys, Master Bart here. Coming today to talk to you about how to talk to aliens. To teenagers, teenage children. Teenage children, they often feel like you're speaking to them in a different language. It kind of is because you are speaking in a different language to them. Um, it's like being in the terrible twos all over again, right? So you could call them like the terrible teens. Um, both groups, 2-year-olds and teenagers, pretty much the same thing, the same goals, the same drives they have. You know, 2-year-olds are looking to see how to push their buttons, how far they could go with their limits, what they could do where it'll be fun, but they won't get in trouble, how far they have to go to get in trouble, how to speak to you. Is it rude? Is it polite? Is it nice? Do you say please and thank you? And our terrible teens are are the same exact way. They're looking to see, well, they already know how to push your buttons, but they're looking to see how far they can push their limits. Can they stay out to 11, 11:05, 11:30? They're going to push those limits. They're going to find out what it is they could actually get away with, what can't they get away with, because in the end, both groups are looking for the same thing, which is how to become more independent, how to separate from the parents, that's us, and how to become young adults, young children, whatever the next stage is in development. The twos and the teens, they don't really have filters on what it is they're speaking about, what they say. So at times, they might be rude or arrogant. They just, they don't mean it. They just don't put any thought into what they say. So a 2-year-old will say what's going on in the house just as quickly as a teenager will say something that's going on in their inner circle of friends, and they won't think of the consequences of it, and that's it could be a problem at times, right? So you have to teach them how to use this filter, how to speak when it's appropriate to speak about certain things, and when it is to be quiet. Unfortunately, this makes parenting a challenge for us, right? Because at 2 years old, the things that they do and the things that they talk about aren't going to make significant changes in life for them. If they make a mistake, they spill water, or whatever it is, they break something. But as they get into high school, you have to remember they get to choose who to hang out with. You don't choose that for them anymore. They pick their own friends, and that alone could be scary as heck sometimes, right? They learn to drive, which comes with more responsibility. They can smoke, they could do drugs, they could drink, they could have sex, and all these things come with really, really big consequences if they're not making the right decisions, if they're not in with the right group of kids to help them make the right decisions, and if they don't have us as parents to help guide them because we haven't figured out how to guide them, how to help them make decisions, right? They don't have the emotional stability to be able to make important decisions. They make them quick and they make them ineffectively most of the time. They'll just do what at the spur of a drop of a hat, what they feel like doing, right? They won't think about the consequences. And yeah, we could tell them over and over again, before you choose something, breathe or think about it and then make a decision. But, they're teenagers. They're not going to take that second to think about it. They're just going to do it, right? So it makes really, really challenging for us. And that's when we have to really use our ninja parenting skills. So I'm going to give you some tips to kind of help you. All right, number one, listen. Listening is really important. Don't, when they come home from school, bombard them with, hey, how'd you do on the test? Hey, how'd it go with this person? Hey, right? Just go, hey, what's up? And it kind of creates an opening for them to either, extend some information to you or not. But they don't feel like you're prying that way, and they have a chance to breathe and have an opportunity to offer you information or not. And don't be taken back if they don't offer you information. But it gives them a general idea that you're willing to listen without, really prying. The more you pry, the less information you're going to get from them, okay? Number 2, stop being the problem solver. Empathize with them. Feel bad about what's going on. And say, wow, that sounds like a really tight spot for you to be in. Instead of something like, you didn't want to be on that team anyway. They play in the wintertime. It's cold outside. No, they wanted to be on that team, right? So don't play it down. Don't solve the problem for them, whatever that is. Just empathize with them. Let them know you're there for support. But don't solve it. Let them step up and make decisions and, really work through the emotional work that they have to get in. If they didn't get on a team they wanted to get on, there's going to be some emotional stuff they have to work through. Be there for them, but don't help do it for them. Give them trust around the house, right? The more they feel like they're trusted, the more they feel like they're aging, the more they feel like they're getting to their goal of being independent. So give them trust. Don't be blown away when they forget to bring home the milk. They're going to forget. They have other things on their mind. Give them trust. Make them feel like they're part of the team. I think that's going to be a win-win situation for both you and the children, right? The more they feel trusted, the more trust you'll give them. The more independence they get, the more they become the adult they want to become, right? So trust. Definitely give them some trust. Don't rule with an iron fist. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, you set the rules. You're the parent. You're the adult. But at this point, you could explain them the rules. It's not, I want you in at 10. No, listen, 10 o'clock is really good. By the time you get in at 10, you get your stuff together, blah, 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 blah. It's 11 o'clock. It's ready for school, ready for bed, whatever it is, you're giving them as a rule. You can explain it to them if there's resistance, but don't just say, this is it. There's no discussion. All you're going to get is, a head-on collision. So explain some of the things to them if they need to be explained. They're old enough to understand it, and you might get something really good out of it because there'll be a give and take there, right? So they might want to negotiate, but then, that's your decision. You could say, well, how would you handle that situation, This is the rule. This is what I expect. This is why. That should be sufficient. And try it, because I think a lot of times it's not the rule. It's just the way you offer it to them, right? So they have no say in the matter. And really, they shouldn't. But if you explain it to them, quite possibly you're going to get a different reaction. When our kids are young, we praise everything they do, I like the way you cleaned up. I like the way you did this. You did a great job with that. I'm so proud of you. But as the kids get older and older, we don't do that anymore. Everybody lives for praise. Make sure you praise your child no matter what he does, no matter what his age is. You're going to see some good stuff come out of that because they're going to want to do more good things to get more praise, right? It's just, that's how it is. They want the praise. So give it to them and see what happens. The next is dinner. Dinner at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whatever it is, everybody sits down. Everybody sits down for dinner, and at that point, you can observe their behavior. You can see what's going on in their life. You can have some fun together. You can even plan some family things if they're at the age where they do want to spend time with you. So it's really important to have that dinner time. That's when all the connections in the family happen. And problems can be addressed if they need to be. So definitely time at dinner is really, really important. We had dinner every night growing up. There was just no excuse. It got dark. You sat down for dinner. That's just the way it was. And for parents, when they do something that really gets you blown up and your blood pressure up, just take a breath, relax, tell them, hey, in a couple of minutes, I have to finish this. I'm going to sit down. We're going to talk about what just happened, right? And it'll give you a chance to calm down, because nothing's going to be resolved if you're yelling and they're yelling. So just breathe, relax, let the situation diffuse, and then see what happens. Meet with them later. Okay, hopefully this was helpful, how to talk to your alien, how to talk to your teenager. I'm here for you, so if you guys want me to do a video for you, just let me know on the bottom what your concern is, and I will certainly do a video for you. It's about helping all the parents out there raise awesome children. I am a parent, and I raise an awesome child too, so let's do it together. If you have other things that you do, put them in the comments below. The more comments you make, the more people learn about how to raise their children. That's it. Everyone comes with their own set of ideas, right? So let's share it, let's like it, let's subscribe, let's get this information out, and I'll see you guys next time.